All right, welcome back. So today I am on the Xmaxx. I came out with my Big Rock, my Mojave 4S, and the Xmaxx. I always bring an Xmaxx just in case I break anything. I can continue to beat on some RC, and that it's not a wasted trip for me. I've said this in the past. Driving up here, I noticed that Traxxas dropped a video, so I watched it while I was driving up here. And they came out with the 2024 Xmaxx Ultimate. So I want to touch on this a little bit because, you know, I had mentioned that, you know, Traxxas has got something big coming when it came to the Xmaxx release. And I was very excited about it. And I'm still a little excited, not as much so. Couple of reasons. They added a lot of aluminum to this. Every upgrade that I saw that they added to this, which was the diff covers, the X steering servo, the steering servo arm that's upgraded and not plastic, to give you that adjustability. They added the hinge pin caps to it. The aluminum bearing carriers, really important on the front, not so much the rear, but on the front, it really beefs up that they call it the C block or C hub. Those C hubs snap off all the time, and then you lose a wheel and you break other stuff. So all the upgrades that I see on it are excellent. They're upgrades that I did on my original one over the years, and recently just sold it and replaced it with a new Xmaxx. One upgrade I don't like, which I talked about when I was at Big Bertha, I had snapped off one of these steering links, these plastic steering links right here. So when I snapped it off, I was like, oh, I'll just go buy the upgraded aluminum links. Bought them, put them on, went back to Big Bertha. First jump, snapped the link. Snapped the aluminum right in half, right where it attaches. Wow. Send it, Floyd.
No, I snapped the whole bottom bottom and top A-arm gone.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep this though.
Oh, see, I have rears, I don't have fronts. Where's your dog bone?
That's right here.
Oh, okay. That won't come out. It stays attached.
Okay, good. I just don't want to lose it.
Yeah, no, it won't come out.
That's big air. Did you get it on the video?
Yeah, I caught the end of it.
Oh, darn it.
Well, the unbreakable Xmaxx broke.
Excellent job.
Yep, just air control, you know.
Nice.
Look at. That Max 6.
It was gone too.
It's got a lot of power.
It got big air.
I wonder if the remotes are getting in the way. God dang.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was about to go over. You don't have to hit the brakes, I'll move. And I talked about this because, and I think it's relevant in this case because they added that to the Ultimate. Apparently Traxxas isn't watching because they're still keeping this body design rather than the XRT design, and they added those links. The belted tires, the Sledgehammer belted, might be a good thing. It's going to limit your rotation, where the Sledgehammers before rotated like crazy, but the tires would blow up. And I like the Sledgehammer tires. I just think that they were a little bit too much for a standard with Xmaxx. Now the belted might be better. I don't know. I can't tell you. I haven't ran them. But what I can tell you is that steering link, that should have never been added to the Ultimate, and I'm gonna say Ultimate Xmaxx, because I truly believe, and it is raining out here, I truly believe that's the weakest link to that whole build that Traxxas did. It looks like they went to their parts inventory and said, oh, we got all this cool stuff, let's add all this stuff and see if we can get these models to sell some more. I don't know. You have an Xmaxx already. I don't see a lot of people running out to buy the Ultimate. Unless you're a big fanboy, I still don't see it. And if you do decide to buy it, the first thing you should do is just go buy the standard steering. Solid one-piece steering link. And then it'll stop snapping, because what happens is when you snap that steering link, it'll snap the C-hub or the bearing carrier or bend an axle. It causes other damage. It literally bent a shock on mine. Was that a good upgrade? I don't think so. Everything else I saw on the truck I think is excellent. We're gonna bash this thing a little bit, and we're just gonna do some running out here. I really wish they would have changed the gear ratio with it, because you're gonna put on some belted tires. It's gonna limit the backflips. It's gonna limit what the RC can do. Maybe they were making it a skate park basher, but it still needed more gearing. And I've talked about that. That's why I added the optional speed gearing, they call it, and ran it in here along with the Max 6. I was really hoping that eventually they'll change their electronics and just give you a little bit more oomph. Maybe unlock that ESC a little bit more. I mean, they give you the Bluetooth module. They still don't give you a roof skid, which is silly. That's the dumbest thing. I mean, these Xmaxxes, I've said it before, should already have a roof skid, no matter which one you're buying. Because if I buy a body from Traxxas, it'll come with the roof skid. So if I have to replace this body and I buy one, it'll literally come with a roof skid on it. Gotta love it. Starting to rain pretty good right now, and these are water resistant, which is cool on these light rainy days. It doesn't rain in California too much. You can even see the kids are out here riding their bikes in the rain because school's off this week, and it's gonna rain a couple days, but they're out here ripping it up. The mount stays on a little better. Nope, right off. First jump. But just want to come out here and rip it up a little bit and talk about that new Xmaxx. I'm curious what people are thinking. I'm underwhelmed with it. I think it could have been a way better redesign. And every upgrade, like I said, is a good upgrade. It's not that it's a bad upgrade, other than the steering link. That steering link you should never run on anything. There's no give to it, and something's got to give. The Xmaxx, the way it is now, does okay. I don't think the other one is any more durable than this one, honestly. I just don't think the durability. If you end up breaking something, then you might want to upgrade it. Those steering links, definitely a poor decision on Traxxas's part. I think that's really, and the body. I think the body's the biggest disappointment. The steering links, I can put the old link on. I really was hoping they would redesign the body and the battery tray. The XRT battery trays and the Xmaxx battery trays, and they didn't even flip that around on this Ultimate Basher. So pinning the battery trays and making them pop inward rather than outward like the Xmaxx, in my opinion, is also a mistake. So Traxxas apparently isn't watching everybody out there that truly loves the Xmaxx and the issues that they're having, because they haven't resolved all of them on this extreme drop. And you know, I hear there's not an exact price on this thing. You know, I saw somebody say $1,500, which is a lot of money on a $1,000 RC. That's a $1,200 RC. And I think it's, you know, if you don't own an Xmaxx and you're thinking about buying one, you could buy that one. But I think if this Xmaxx ever goes on sale, it might be a better way to go. I do like I said, I like the aluminum diff covers. I only ran them on one RC car, one of my Xmaxxes. I didn't run them on both. And they do well, because the plastic ones, when you nail a rock, it'll crack the case, and then your diff is loose. So the aluminum ones fare a lot better for slamming into rocks. I want to say, you know, the body, definitely a disappointment. I was hoping it was redesigned with a better mounting system. Even though I like this, it's quick and easy to get off compared to the tabs. It pops off, and that's what I don't like about it, is it popping off. And the stock, like I said, the stock ESC works okay. But if you're going to be jumping this thing, and especially trying to backflip it, which it will, as you see during that backflip, you just run out of a little wheel speed. And the motors, this motor gets hot trying to add too much to it, too much gear. So I think, you know, an electronics change would have been cool. Not totally necessary, because I can have fun. Who needs the triple and double black backflip? I mean, you can tune it to do it, so it's not that big of a deal. God, I hear something rubbing on a landing. What is rubbing? Do I got something in one of the wheels? Oh, a rock. I would have liked to see some hinge pin retainers on it. I didn't see anybody talk about that. It might have them. But hinge pin retainers, I'm hoping it has it. But do I think you should rush out and get it? I think only the people that are truly in love with the Xmaxx are going to purchase this RC. I don't think Traxxas is going to gain any new customers from this revised change to the Xmaxx. My biggest thing is I like the way the Xmaxx handles. Oh, too much. Trigger control is everything with the Xmaxx. And some people don't have it. I mean, they watch all these videos and then buy an Xmaxx, and at their skill level, they're just sending the thing thinking it shouldn't break. I'll say it, and I'll always say it. Your skill level will determine what breaks your RC car. We're all gonna have bad landings, and that's all I'm looking for is an RC that, if I do have a bad landing, please, you know, try to handle it. So I tend to buy RCs that will, you know, that are for my driving style. So much fun. I'm quarter trigger going around this thing with this suspension. The kids moved back over to the BMX track. They're over there now. But the Xmaxx is always going to be, and you got to remember, the Xmaxx platform has been around for 10 years, and it's still relevant when in the terms of RC. You know, I want to say almost every big scale RC has been compared to the Xmaxx. Fifth scales is what I'm talking about. And this is just a monster truck. It's not a technically a true fifth scale. But for true durability, if you're anywhere where I'm running, you know, where there's heavy rocks, fine grit rocks, the Xmaxx seems to just perform excellent in these type of conditions. The high center of gravity chassis, like I've discussed before, if you land on a rock, chances are the plastic chassis and the high center of gravity chassis is going to survive. With a metal chassis, the odds of it surviving, unless it's an aftermarket one, it gets a big dent in it. The other thing is the big can motors. The way Traxxas has their motor supported front and back, you don't have motor slapping the chassis like the Creighton and the Outcast 8S. Those motors were literally slapping the chassis and causing damage to those motors. So we were adding foam to the bottom of those motors, trying to get it to stop, you know, denting the can and ruining the motor. I truly enjoy the Xmaxx. But I'm curious your thoughts. Is anybody going to go out and buy this one? Do you think all the upgrades they did to it Do you think it makes for a more expensive Xmaxx? Because like I've said, see, like that jump there, that link would have snapped off. I landed on that right front wheel, and that most likely would have, somebody's brake lever, somebody crashed pretty bad. That most likely would have broke that steering link, the aluminum steering link, the upgraded link through Traxxas. And like I said, I'll try to find the clip of Big Bertha and me snapping off those links and installing the original links back onto it and not having an issue. Now, they were bad landings, but you know, Big Bertha would snap off these links occasionally, but I've broken less of these plastic links because they'll literally start to bend to where you got to bend them straight again. After you bash for a year with bad landings, you'll get a curve to these links. They'll literally curve, and you got to just bend them straight again, which is hilarious. You know, you'll notice it when your toes all messed up, but they don't break, which means you don't stop running. And that's my biggest thing when it comes to the Xmaxx, and that's the whole reason I bring an Xmaxx, is because I don't want to stop running. I want to continue running and go and burn through these battery packs. That's what I want to do. You know, I don't want to, you know, send it 50 feet in the air right now. I just want to go out and bash, especially during these colder months. Christmas is coming up. Everything's coming up. I don't want to break the RC. You know, I want to run my strongest RCs in my fleet and just come out and run the track on the downward slope. You know, we know that the thing can go 50 feet in the air, but only so many of those landings you're gonna have that are good before you have a bad one and you destroy the RC and you break a bunch of stuff. So that's it. My thoughts are, you know, I'm glad, and Traxxas is doing this with their whole line. They're not coming out with any new RCs. So whether it's the 2S line, the 3S line, it seems Traxxas is making all the changes, making them better, but not really dropping a new RC. They're sticking with the platform that they already have, that they know that works, and they're just trying to make them a little better. Now Arrma basically doing the same thing, but they're adding body and wheels and tires so that you get what they call a new RC, even though, you know, 90% of it is old parts. So what's better? New body and wheels? I think if Traxxas would have did it on the Xmaxx, given us a new body and new wheels to go along with it, I think that's what it's lacking. But there you go. Gonna get this thing powered off. Let me know your thoughts. Should it have a new body? What else should have been revised on the Xmaxx? Do you think Traxxas did enough? These are the battery trays I was talking about. These pop out. The XRT, they pop the other way. So when you land a side landing, the tray doesn't pop open and your battery doesn't spill out. So I like the XRT battery tray design much better, and I wish Traxxas would have put it into the Xmaxx along with the new style clip body deal that they did on the XRT. I think that would have been good as well. Even though, you know, this is definitely quicker to put the body on and off, it pops off during hard crashes. Way too easy and too much body damage. I think a redesign of the body and the bumpers at a minimum should have been done on the 2024 Xmaxx. But there we go. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one. So I just wanted to point out, if Traxxas just would have did this with leaving the slip on in the front, changing it from pushing in to pulling in with some clips in the back, would have been better. Something, even one clip in the back, one center one, just so it's different. Because, you know, if they copy Arma, people will lose their minds. I still think the Big Rock, the way that body goes on versus the Xmaxx, the Big Rock body, still my favorite. And I wish Traxxas would have beefed up their bodies like Arma did with the Big Rock. Added some scale, you know, plastic, 3D printed parts, a grill on it, something. This whole back battery tray that drops in, if Traxxas would have done this to the Xmaxx, when you have these rear end landings, you wouldn't be splitting the body here and here, and you wouldn't be crushing it in. Arma figured that out with this body. It's truly, this body on the Big Rock is my favorite body out of every RC that's on the market today. This is my favorite body, just because of the durability of it and the way it latches on. I truly wish Traxxas would have did something like that, and maybe in the future we can be hopeful. The only way change is going to happen when it comes to these RC cars is when people don't buy them, and I think nobody's been buying the Xmaxes. You know, I bought one, but they're not selling like they should. And even though, like I said, the platform's been around, that the Xmaxx platform has paid for itself time and time and time again. It truly has. So it's not like they can't just redesign it and come out with, in my opinion, a better one. Are the upgrades cool? Yes. If you don't own an Xmaxx, should you buy one? Yes. Should you buy this one? I don't know. That's to be determined. If they keep the price pretty close to what this Xmaxx is, you know, $50, $100 more, it would be worth it. Just for some aluminum parts on it, I'd rather replace those over time. Like I said, you know, I don't see $1,000 in the Xmaxx. As I said, it's been a 10-year-old platform now. The tooling's all set up, everything's all set up, nothing's really changed. So for it to increase in price to the $1,000 price point, I just don't think the RC costs that much to manufacture. I don't. And that's why every time I bought an Xmaxx, I bought it way cheaper than $999. Even the current one that I just showed you guys, didn't pay $999 for that thing. But I'm gonna get out there. I got this one to run, I got my Mojave to run. Stay tuned for those videos. I just wanted to get the Xmaxx one out and wanted to get your thoughts in the comment section.